Shout out to our K&J fam, and you're rocking with Kristin and Jamil, and we are back for a donut mukbang tonight.
Woo.
You guys, this is at least every girl's fantasy, is to dive into 20 donuts. Yeah. At least it's my fantasy. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's every girl's fantasy. Guys, I don't know how you feel about it.
You know, I love donuts, but is it a fantasy?
It's a fantasy of ours.
It's up there. It's up there. It's a little high, so I'm sorry if you can't really see our face, but
we'll eat
it down, so don't even worry about it.
So you guys, tonight we have Krispy Kreme donuts.
Ooh.
A whole bunch, I don't even know.
I know, like 20-something donuts.
I don't know how many kinds there are.
We came prepared.
You got them. What donuts
yeah, I can't remember
Cream
each one.
filled, chocolate glazed, regular glazed.
Exactly.
Raspberry filled.
If you want to go ahead and go into the title or the comments and name every single one, please feel free.
Ooh, that's a fun game.
That way you can let us know.
Okay, so we're going to dive in.
Cool.
And Jamil has some stories tonight.
I'm going back. This is part 2 of the car situation that we had going. It's funny because we actually watched a little bit of B Love's video today, and Nate, randomly enough, was talking about his stolen car situation.
Yes.
Which, if you haven't seen my stolen car situation, go ahead, watch the previous video. It's going to talk about that. You'll love it. It's funny.
Which is unfortunate because we're posting the stolen car situation after B Love and Nate posted theirs. But I promise you, we recorded ours a day before they posted theirs.
Exactly. No,
so
we did.
It's just meant to be. Okay.
But we got way more stories. I got way more. So we're digging in. We're going in. Oh, wait. We got to do thumbnail.
Oh, should I put it back?
Yep.
And he just bursts my bubble every time. Okay. Ready?
Are you ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Look
okay,
good?
one more time.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Good enough.
Okay. There
I'll find something. All right, cool, you guys.
Whee!
Ooh, look at that. Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Show it. That one's like an Oreo. He has an Oreo topping.
Turn this light down just a little bit.
Sure. He has an Oreo topping. I have a chocolate glaze with powdered sugar. Original cream filled.
Nice.
So it's not custard. It's just like the original white filling, which I think is better than the custard. Ready? Look at that bite. You ready?
Let's do it.
This is a big deal.
I see it. Been waiting. You better make that look good.
I don't know how good it looks. Oh, yeah.
So this one, Oreo cookie, like we mentioned. Oh!
Did you drop it?
I did.
That's okay.
I gotta clean it up.
It's okay.
If you guys can't tell, the edge of our table's there, so that went right on the ground.
These mukbangs are very messy at times.
Exactly. Okay, guys. I'm going right into the story.
Okay.
Part 2. So, I was like...
Can you not? Can you not?
Look at this. Look at this, you guys. That's Krispy Kreme for you. The thing broke off.
Well, we're late at night, so we're not getting the freshest, probably.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. Anyway, so, like we talked about, I've had like 5 cars, 9 cars. That's a big difference, but I can't remember if it's 5 or 9. I guess I could count them. But anyways.
So it's more than 5. If you've had 9, that's actually surprising. You might have, though.
I've had about 9. Close to it.
I think you have.
2, 1, 2. I'll count them later. Anyway, so what we talked about last time, car was stolen. I had 1 car that was stolen, 1 car repossessed. I didn't really mention the very, very first car, my dad's car, that made all these weird noises. Because the timing belt was messed up.
You did mention that.
Well, but in addition to that one, while my dad was driving it, I was out of town and he drove it and it just broke down. The wheels or the pads or something happened to the wheels and it messed up the rotors and he got rid of it. But anyway, so with the car that got repossessed, I ended the last one on this story, but I didn't tell it. So
this is his Honda Accord.
Honda Accord.
It was black. It was really nice.
Exactly. Super nice. Before it got towed, or before it got repossessed, maybe about 6-7 months early, right? I realized, I was like, man, it's a lot of money. I was paying, you know, with insurance and stuff, I was paying a little more than $600 a month on a car. And I'm like, you know, straight out of high school. So I definitely couldn't really afford it.
A car plus insurance.
Mm-hmm. Car plus insurance.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot.
Oh, look at that one, by the way.
Oh, what does that look like?
Homer Simpson.
Yes!
It's like the Duff one.
Are we just like not on the same page?
These are popular.
Do they remind them of Homer Simpson?
Let me know if these remind you of the Homer Simpson ones.
Oh.
Because I'm sure they do. Anyway, so about 6-7 months before, I realized I couldn't really make these payments. So I got to sell this car. Posted up on Craigslist. And not many people were hitting me up. But finally, I get a call from this one dude. I'm on the phone with them. I'm like, hey, this is the situation. Because it's financed, you got to take over the payments. But don't really give me any money. Just take the car. And the guy was like, yeah, that's cool. That sounds great. Hey, if everything looks good in the car, the mileage is exactly what you said. I'll take the car. He's like, I'm pretty sure I want it. I'm going to take it. So the place where we're going to meet was in a shopping center that had Best Buy in it, which is directly across the street from my house.
So this is before the repo.
This is before the repo.
You were going to sell it because you realized you couldn't afford that car anymore.
Exactly.
And you were going to be responsible.
Exactly. Okay. Responsible. So on the way out, on the way to, you know, go meet this guy, I was like, you know what? I got about 20 minutes. Let me go city down, you know, this next city, which is like 5 miles away. Just get a car wash really quick. On my way to the car wash, driving, you know, down this main road, some lady and her friend decide to cut over to go into another, go into the, you know, because I'm going one way, they had to cut over to go into this parking lot of this building. As they're going, they didn't see me, and they hit the car. They hit the front of the car, and I mean, it was bad. Really, really bad. The whole front was smashed.
I think I remember that.
Yeah.
So...
By the way, we went to Chick-fil-A today, which is why I got that. So anyways, let me continue really quick, and then you can chime in. Is that cool?
Listen, you don't want me to chime in.
So I get out the car, and surprisingly, this is just how I am, I'm smiling. I'm like, it's okay. Don't worry, you know.
Smiling. You're the only one who gets hit.
I know. On the day I'm selling the car, she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, hey, you know, an accident's happened. You know, it's okay. You know, you didn't see me clearly because you weren't looking at me when you ran into me. So I know you didn't see me. So anyways, I'm like, no worries, it happens. And her friend is like, so you're not mad? Everything's fine? I'm like, no, I'm not mad. But, you know, hey, it happens. She's like, so we can just leave? I was like, nah, you gotta give me your info, you know, because I gotta call this in and everything. So anyway, she gave me the info and everything, but take the car and I got it fixed. But
so we could just go.
Yeah, she's like, can we just go?
She totally thought you were gonna say yes.
It's because I wasn't tripping.
Because you're so nice.
Yeah, because I was so nice about it. But you know, just go. My car was. I mean, her car was fine, and it was a rental apparently. She had like literally a couple nicks. But my whole front bumper was smashed in. Yeah. Talking about, so we're good to go. No, we're not good to go. I can't even, I could barely drive the car off. We're good to go. So anyway, so.
That's so funny.
Got it fixed and stuff. But and then once I got it fixed and everything back to normal, put up on Craigslist, no hits. Nothing.
After you got it fixed, no hits?
No hits on Craigslist.
And that guy wanted to buy it?
He wanted to buy it then. I had to call him and say, dude, you're not going to believe this. I literally just got in an accident right now. I don't think he believed me.
Of course not.
What are the chances?
No, but it would.
So.
I'm like, you can at least tell me the truth.
I know, right? So,
but he didn't want to buy it by the time he got it fixed, right?
No, I lost connection with the guy. Lost connection with him and stuff like that. I should have kept his info, but I'm sure me telling him I got into an accident doesn't up the value of the car. You know what I mean?
That's very true.
So, damn.
Oh, can I have a napkin?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
We got a whole bunch of them over here.
Woo woo! Thank you.
So anyways, then shortly after that I got repossessed, but how crazy, right?
That's bad luck.
I had bad luck, you guys. I mean, I mean, it's just crazy. This is the first car. Like I said, the second car got stolen. I'm just like, man.
So then he had to keep the car, and eventually he couldn't make the payments. So then we had to get repo.
And then a couple months later, that's what I was saying. We weren't able. I wasn't able to afford it, and they just got me. So
okay,
that's crazy.
Tell them about the other one.
Okay, so this story now. So I'm going out of order. The first car I had was my dad's car, which is like this Pontiac. Second car was this Altima, or not an Altima. It was a Toyota, or not a Honda Accord. Second car was an '89.
Third car
was an '89.
Mercedes.
No, it was before the Mercedes. I forgot about that one.
Me too.
No, it was an '89 Accord or a Toyota or it was Acura.
Was it?
Yes, it was an Acura, but I can't remember what the brand it was. Anyways,
an Acura.
Yeah, I think the fourth car, and I'm gonna run through these really quick. The fourth car was it was the Mercedes. It was a Mercedes. So the fourth car I had was a Mercedes. I didn't drive it for...
Don't get too excited.
A long time, yeah.
It was like an 84 Mercedes.
It was a 95 Mercedes.
Oh.
Was it? Yeah, it was 95, yeah. Oh. So it was cool, but the transmission was all messed up.
It wasn't in good shape.
I bought it for like $300 from my friend, you know what I mean? I took it in and, it cost me $700 just to get it running. So that was all bad, and then shortly after, the transmission was so messed up, I had to sell it. So I ended up selling it. That one was gone. Anyways, the next story, which was crazy, man, bad luck. So I was like, hey, I just need a car. I need to get something quick. Never the best. That's always a bad time to buy a car when you're in that type of mind frame.
You can't buy a car desperate. We are desperate, you guys, at times, but if you go in with a desperate mentality, you're not going to get a good deal.
Exactly. Okay. So I meet up with this dude in San Francisco.
I was with him.
Right, you're with me. And, well, first I found him on Craigslist. A Toyota Tercel. It's ugly. It was green. The front had, like, rust all over it, but I was like, I need it.
It was rusty.
The mileage wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. So
he let us drive it, which was not... I mean, he was a straight shooter.
Seemed like it.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I'm driving the car, checking it out. I drove fine. No problem. And then he gives me, he's like, you like the car? Do you want it? I was like, dude, I'm going to take it right now. It drives fine. It's fine. Exactly what I expected. It's cool. It ain't a nice car, that great, but it works. So give me to work. And I'm still super young. Like at this point, I'm like 22. Yeah. 23. I could have been 21. I don't know. Oh, yeah. So I didn't really know any better. So he gives me, I should have known something was up. Because he gave me all this paperwork and all these like handwritten notes that I'm like signing. I never heard of it, right? I never thought of it. We didn't think about
naive.
it. I'm like, okay, I'm just signing away these things on these handwritten notes.
He was a little pushy.
The dude was pushy, super pushy. So anyways, get the car. I drive it home. It's fine and everything. Then we get home, and that night, we're looking at the registration because the guy gave us the paperwork. It was salvage title. The car had been in an accident prior to me buying it, got completely smashed and messed up. They fixed it, and they sold it for a good... I paid way more than that car was worth.
What did you pay? I want to say you paid like $1,800.
It was like 18 to 2... Yes, it was. And that car was worth less than $1,000 salvage like that.
Yeah, we didn't know it was salvage.
I had no idea.
We didn't know what a salvage title was. That's how naive we were. Like, we knew it wasn't good.
Yeah.
And so didn't we look it up?
Yeah.
We looked it up.
And it was talking about like, salvage title, the car is completely messed up. And the problem with it is you can only get insurance. You can only get liability insurance, which was like all bad. So, so that car experience wasn't like super crazy. Like, at least the guy didn't give me a car that was like a lemon, which means that the car didn't run. I'd have been pissed.
But it wasn't a good situation.
Nah, it wasn't a good situation at all. That was crazy.
But it lasted a little bit, but not that long.
No, actually, the car, I sold it to my dad, remember?
You did sell it to your
dad.
dad.
I gave it to him. I didn't sell it to him.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah, the car actually, surprisingly...
was okay.
one of my better cars. It was reliable.
Yeah.
Didn't actually have any car issues.
Like it was salvaged, but it ran fine.
Yeah, it ran perfectly fine.
That was okay, I guess.
Mm-hmm. No, it was in good shape. You know, it took me where I needed to go.
Mm-hmm. And what did you get? Did you have any other?
Yes. So then after that, you guys, I'm sorry for all these stories. I think now that I'm realizing I had 7 cars. Okay. Anyways, so great. This story was super crazy. And if anyone's ever had this situation before, or if you ever go to a dealership, you might like this story because maybe you can kind of get up, right?
Guys, this story is epic.
So
this does not happen to people.
Yeah. This doesn't happen to people. But
it doesn't.
But the only reason why, before I go into the story, the only reason why this situation happened is because of all of the car situations that we went to and how we were like, okay, we're trying to watch out, you know what I mean? Before we actually buy a car.
We were going in extra paranoid because we didn't want to get ripped off.
Way more paranoid than normal, but hey, it worked out my benefit. So, go to Honda. And Toyota. It was Toyota.
We go to a used Toyota dealership.
No, it wasn't used. It was, okay, so what we did, we went to, we went to the actual Toyota dealership, and they had across the street used Toyota cars. So, most dealerships have that. So, we go to, or some dealerships, not all of them. Anyways, so we go in there. I know I didn't want a new car, but I wanted to get a used one, but I didn't want to get crazy APR, right? My credit was still bad. Oh, you were co-signing. Oh, this could have been a bad situation.
I had to co-sign. He had no credit.
Yeah.
Which was funny because he's like, what happened?
Well, the repossession happened.
No, I know that's what happened, but anyways, I think I went there thinking I wasn't gonna need to co-sign. I was just going there for moral support.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Which let's be looking back on it, there's no way they're gonna finance you a car with a credit score of 450. That's for darn sure.
Did I even have that?
If that. It was bad. So, anyways, we go to this new car dealership.
Yep.
And even with me co-signing, they wouldn't approve him for a new car.
Yeah, they wouldn't.
Because of the liability.
Yeah, which was crazy.
I guess. Or
and your credit was like 700 something.
Oh, can we not tell people?
Oh, sorry. Well, it doesn't matter.
I have good credit.
Yeah, you great credit.
Yeah, it was probably around 700. I don't know what it was.
It was good. It was really good. So for me,
but they didn't approve.
They still didn't approve it. I think we were young, still young.
Yeah, we were younger. And the guy's like, but you can try the used lot across the street. So we go there. It's definitely used lot. Yeah. No, it's fine. It's just when you go from a fresh new lot.
Yep.
Everything's shiny and brand new.
To the used.
To the wrecked.
Exactly. So, but anyway, about this story. So we go in there. Yeah. And, I'm going back and forth with the guys. I mean, honestly, at this point, I kind of know the way that these people try to sell you stuff. Oh, this is amazing. It looks good. So
we were desperate.
I'm fighting back and forth with the guy. Actually, we weren't desperate this time.
We weren't desperate,
but not desperate this time.
I felt like you needed a car, but yeah.
Yeah, but we were not desperate. Not too desperate with it. So we go in there.
We sure acted okay, go.
No, we didn't.
Okay, but tell them what happened because I feel like it was a desperate situation.
No, not at all.
I love when listen.
Remember, the guy was like, this car is worth this much. And I was like, well, let me pull up the Carfax. Or I pulled up the Kelley Blue Book.
I know we were trying to be
I looked it all up and I was like, it's worth this much.
Yeah, I do remember
and the guy's like, well, that's just Blue Book and all this stuff. I'm like, no, it says if you buy it, this is what it's worth. Anyway, when
push came to shove, though, we were desperate.
In a way.
Because we said yes to the deal.
Yes. Okay, finally we get this car. It's a Toyota Corolla. I can't remember what year, 2014 or something like that. Maybe it was No, it was 2007. It was 2007.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So anyway, I get the car. I fill out all the paperwork and everything like that. They work some deal that I still thought wasn't that great. I'm trying to get them to lower it as much as possible. They get it down to, a little under $300, I believe, or maybe it was $312. I don't know, something like that.
It was something like that.
It was low. It wasn't as good as I wanted it to be, but anyways, I was like, I'll take it, whatever.
A little more, but keep going.
Yeah, it might have been a little more. Yeah, I was like, whatever, I'll take it. I'll run with it. Good enough. So
hold on, the APR though on that used car. Tell them. I forget what it was.
I think it was 4. It wasn't bad. No, I'm serious. It wasn't bad.
It was 17. It was like 17%
maybe
APR.
It was 17%.
It was 17%. With me co-signing.
It was really high.
Honestly, I should have just not even had you on it.
I know, you should have just did it. Yeah, you should have. That would have been a better way to go.
So, like, honestly, it didn't even matter. Like, yeah, they just approved me because I had it.
But it wouldn't have mattered.
But it didn't, yeah, but because you were, like, my anchor.
I know,
no,
right?
You know what I mean? And they made me be a primary on it and him being a secondary. Anyways.
For anyone that's dealing with...
It was like 17% APR.
I know. For anyone that's dealing with credit issues, I think something, if you don't know this is important to know. They don't just look at your score, which probably most people know this. They look at your whole record. They look at everything, right? They look at, and for me, by the way, after my car got repossessed, I didn't know the way credit worked. I was just told that was the worst thing you could have in your credit, and or one of the worst things, and you can't do anything else. So literally, every credit card payment, every jewelry store payment, everything. I stopped paying everything.
He got me some nice earrings. They're gold with some diamonds. I wear them sometimes. I'll wear them one of these days.
Yeah.
I'm one now.
And they were like, I think they were like $800 or $900. I got them for $2 because
you paid a down payment on those.
Yeah, down payment. I paid like a couple months.
He just stopped paying his credit cards. He just gave up on life.
Yeah, well, because in my mind, I was like, well, it's the worst thing.
You said F it. Yeah, you had the repo.
I got 7 years.
Honestly, which is kind of true. You did have a repo, and people aren't going to approve you for like credit cards with a repo.
Exactly.
But you did make it worse.
I did make this is my point, right? Because you're right about that. You still need to pay things because at the end of the day, when you're dealing with like dealerships, apartment complexes and things like that, they're actually a lot more forgiving when you have repossessions or things like that. They're forgiving. They'll work with you if you have good credit elsewhere.
If you're paying things. If you have a good track record afterwards. But yeah, if you get it repoed and then you go the next day to try to get a new car, they're going to be like, no, you have a repo on your credit. You don't have enough time.
Exactly.
But if you have a repo of 2 years ago and then you've been super consistent with payments since, they'll probably work with you because like, okay, it's been 2 years.
I want to say it was like 4 years. Maybe it was 2 or 3. 2 or 3 years. So, but yeah, exactly what Kristin's saying. They'll be like, hey, we'll work with you maybe if you have good stuff. So anyways, I had 14 things in collections and like nothing else. Just 14 things. That was on my record. Everything that was on my record was in collections.
It was kind of funny when we did like the credit checks at the dealership. You know, they're like trying to be nice, but the guy's like,
yeah, exactly.
Like, it's a lot of things.
Exactly. And for me, I didn't get it. I didn't get it. Even when they were telling me, I didn't get it.
Yeah.
So I had no idea. Yeah. But anyway, so
I knew you should pay things, but that was it. I never had, I never been in that unfortunate situation where you had to not pay and get things.
Exactly.
Go to collections and stuff, but.
Well, never again.
He had bank accounts.
Well, let me finish the story.
Oh.
Okay, can we finish the story? Because I know someone's like, look, y'all better finish the story.
Okay, go.
Right, let me finish the story really quick and we can go into that.
Okay.
All right, so we sign all the paperwork. I get everything. And to be honest, I wasn't 100% sold on the car, but I was like, let's just take it, right? So we drive it off the lot. I put the down payment down. I put the down payment like $1,000, which was like not even, that's the bare minimum almost. Drive it off. And I think like maybe a day or two later, I was like, man, I don't even like this car, but
it was all scratched up on the inside too. Like they didn't even detail it. It literally was new into the used lot. They hadn't cleaned it or detailed it. It was like super fresh. It didn't even have a tag on it when we looked, but we liked Corollas. It was like a fairly newer one at the time. We're like, okay, it's nice, but it was all scratched up on the inside. Like remember the dial for the volume had scratches all over, and I just remember being like, okay, you're about to pay $300 and something for like, it doesn't look that aesthetically pleasing. Anyways. Yeah, a couple days later, he's like,
so I get...
It's not that great.
Exactly.
I mean, it was fine, but just for what I think you realized.
I agree, yeah.
It was like the first time in his life, and honestly, if I could call it was like a mature decision. Obviously, it was a little too late, but you were kind of like, okay, is this car worth $312 a month to you?
It was a mature decision. I got the car.
I know.
That was a bad decision.
It was a mature realization you had afterwards, because you realized you didn't need it.
I'm going to disagree with you.
Okay, it was a little too late.
It was too late.
But at least he had it. I mean, because like...
Buyer's remorse happens at any age, at any mature state. Maturity level.
Is that what it was?
That's
what
buyer's remorse? Buyer's remorse.
Okay, go.
Buyer's remorse.
Okay.
So anyways, let's just wrap this up really quick.
I'm trying to compliment you.
I know, it's all good. So I get the car, and okay, so a couple days later... I get a phone call from the dealership, right? And they're like, hey, we worked on a deal for you. We actually lowered the price just like you talked about. Yeah. And I get the call. I'm like, that's weird. I'm like, okay. I'm like, what'd you guys lower it? He was like, we lowered it $2. I was like, nah, that's not a lot. I was like, can you lower it to 10? Oh, no, before he said it, he was like, all we need you to do is just come back down and then just re-sign the paperwork and it'll be $2 cheaper. And I was like, I'm not driving all the way across the bay to where you guys are to pay for $2 cheaper. I'm not going to do that. I was like, yeah, it was sketch. I was like, do it for 10 and I'll be down there. And the guy was like, well, we can't do it for 10. There's just, with $2. He was like, I'll tell you what, we'll knock it down to $3. And I was like, dude, that ain't going to cut it. You got to do 10 or that's it. I'm not coming down to re-sign anything. Hang up the phone with him. And I realized, I was like, wait a second. They never ask you to re-sign anything. They never ask you that, especially not helping you out. So I started getting the idea. I was like, wait a second.
They asked me to re-sign once, but good work.
And it was probably the same deal. Probably the same situation.
It was. They lowered it $2.
They did the same thing to you. They did the same thing.
They did. They messed up.
So something happens sometimes. That's interesting you said that. I didn't know that. Something happens when they initially sign the deal where they have to get you to re-sign it again before they can give it to you. I don't know why.
But it was lower.
But there was something's wrong. Something is wrong with the contract or something's happening with the bank, the financing thing. So I told him, I was like, I'm not coming. So for the next 2 weeks, I was constantly getting calls from them. Jamil, come on down. You come down, $3. It'll be way cheaper. Like, dudes yelling at me and stuff like that. I'm like, I ain't coming back. You guys lower this or take the car. I was like, y'all want the car back? And they were like, no, you can't give it back to us. I was like, well, I'm not coming down to sign anything. Stop calling me. So
didn't they want a pay stub from you too? Because you didn't prove.
No, I gave them the pay stub.
You did?
I gave them the pay stub.
Okay.
I gave them everything.
Okay.
They see something happened on their end. Yes, something happened on their end, and they had to reset. So, anyways, long story short, call me for 2 weeks. I'm like, nope. But once again, I'm like, I want to get this car back, anyways. So then finally, they call me, and this dude was like, look. You have to either have to sign this new deal and it'll be cheaper, or you got to bring the car back. I was like, I'll be by to bring that back. Exactly. So I went back down there and dropped the car back off, which was crazy. The guy that I argued with was the one who tried to sell me on this car, some BS. He was the one that was being like, "Oh, Kelly Blue Book, it's wrong," and all this stuff he was saying. So, anyways, but that was a crazy situation.
We returned the car.
Yeah, I returned the car, and I'd been
2 weeks later.
No, okay, so I mistimed this. Sorry, it was 6 weeks later. And I'll tell you why it was 6 weeks is because they give you a month grace period where if you get pulled over, you have a month, because of the registration and the tickets and stuff like that, you have a month to kind of get things situated with the tickets or your sticker.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember having it 2 weeks later and being like, if I get pulled over, they can tow this car. So I remember thinking I got to figure this out quickly. Either they're going to take it back or something. So finally, 6 weeks for free. I drove a car for free.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
You didn't have to make one payment.
Didn't have to pay
They gave him back his down payment of $1,000.
Everything.
And we returned the car. We basically rented a car for 6 weeks for free.
Yeah. So that was crazy.
That was crazy.
But listen to anybody. They ever call you and they say you come on down and re-sign, we took 5 cents off.
If you have buyer's remorse and you don't like the car, you don't have to re-sign.
You got to re-sign it. And I could have come back and got another car if I wanted.
Oh, for sure.
I could have come back and been like, I'm not happy with this one.
So what car did you get after that since you returned the car?
That's when we went to the Altima.
Oh, okay.
So then from there, pretty much, I had no car.
Yeah.
So Kristen was nice enough to pull out our credit card and we bought a used Altima. Which was fine. And by that time, I had so many cars and so many bad luck. I was like, I don't care what I get. I don't care at all.
And the Altima was your best car you've ever had, though.
That was
It was a good car.
Obviously the I can't even think. The Honda Accord was.
Yeah, but... Yeah, no, but I mean, your Altima lasted 5 years.
It did, yeah.
So,
it lasted
meaning, it lasted.
Yeah.
It wasn't, the best in terms of whatever. But
yeah.
Also, his, what was I going to say? Oh, okay, your bank account and your insurance.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, really quick. Sorry, we're just like diving. But should we tell them all this? It's like,
that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we have a moral to the story. Okay.
I'm about to dig into this.
We don't have to say the bank account stuff. We shouldn't say
I don't care.
Well, can you get in trouble?
No, you can't. Not anymore. 10 years. Y'all can't get mad at me no more. It's over.
When things are on your credit for 10 years, it gets like wiped clean. So things have gone wiped clean. Point being, he had overdrawn bank accounts, never paid, but that's wiped clean. Mm-hmm. He used to never get insurance on his car in general.
Let me talk about the bank account. There was like 2 times where I didn't even know I was overdrawn, and the fees kept coming in.
Wells Fargo.
Wells Fargo is a no-go, and Bank of America. Uh-huh. They hit me hard. Like, I remember, I think like something happened over a weekend, and I had made like all these like charges and stuff, but something came out and it didn't calculate completely, mm-hmm. and I didn't look into the bank account. I didn't look into the whole weekend, and then like, maybe sometime midweek, I had like, I think one time it was like 8 or 9 charges, and like little small things like 99-cent McDonald's, mm-hmm. and I got hit like $33 with these fees. And this was during the time that Wells Fargo used to do this. I don't know if they do it anymore. They used to charge you a $5 a day fee after the initial overcharge. The overcharge fee every time you so it would go. I think they charged you for 2 weeks, $5 a day.
Needless to say, he was in the hole quite a bit on that bank account by the time he realized. I was like,
y'all can have this account. I don't want it.
So that went into like a
collections.
A bank collection situations, which means that like a bank won't let you even open a checking account afterwards or savings. Nope. Once you go into collections in the bank, they don't even let you open anything. Mm-hmm. So not only did he have a car repo, couldn't get a car, he couldn't get a bank account. We've been through a lot.
A bank account.
He couldn't get a bank account, and I'm sure you're not the only one in life that couldn't get a bank account.
No.
Yeah, that's why when he goes to the check play, the cash and check place, And
they rob you there. So, you cash a check.
He had to do that
check cash in place. They charge you like 5%.
He went to the check cash place for years.
Yeah,
he didn't have an account for years.
Robbing you.
Okay.
3% of your check gone.
Moral of the story, you guys.
I'm like, that's because y'all know I ain't gonna make account. That's why y'all do it.
So his credit went kaput at like 18 or 19 years old. Mm-hmm. We thought it was going to be a 7-year deal. I always heard like, 7 years things get wiped clean.
They changed it.
After 7 years, that ish was still on there.
They changed it to 10.
But we didn't know that. We were just like, God, it's on there. It's going to be on there forever. Mm-hmm. When he hits age 28 or 29.
Yeah.
I remember it. I remember it like it was yesterday. He got the Altima that I put on the credit card, but we needed a new car by then. Yeah. This was like fairly recently.
Yeah.
7 years ago or so. Maybe a little less. Anyways, we go to get a new car for you. Mm-hmm. And I remember we were trying to get the Yaris, the used Yaris that you have now.
Oh, that's right.
And we go to the thing, and we go to the dealership, and Jamil's like, I'm just going to be real with you. His name is Gio. I'm going to be real with you, Gio. Yeah. I got stuff in collections. I got really bad credit. My girl's here. She's going to help, co-sign whatever you need. Yeah. But I know it's bad. I don't even know if you're going to approve me, blah, blah, blah. Yep. He's like, let's just look you up. Let's just see what we're working with. I try to be all like positive, and like, we've been around. We knew. We told Gio what was up.
Yeah.
So Gio enters in his credit information. We're all waiting, and he's like, and then it pops up, and he's like, and we're like, is it bad?
Yeah, that's right. We said that.
We said that. We're like, is it as worse than we thought it was? Yeah, because we knew it was bad. Like he had like a credit of like 400, and and Gio's like, and we're just
like, you're wanted by every collection agency out there, and you're supposed to be in jail right now.
I thought that. I know. I was like, does he have a warrant out for his arrest? It was so bad. And I was talking to Gio, and Gio's like, you don't have any credit. He's like, you have nothing on file. Nothing on file. Yeah. Everything that he had owed wiped clean. Because what happened was when he was 18 or 19, racked up all the stuff, and then he just stopped. He couldn't get credit, couldn't get a car, so he stopped. He stopped getting credit, building credit afterwards, which was actually probably a good thing.
It was.
Anyways, but in retrospect. So, so anyways, it was completely wrong place. So he had 0 credit. So he didn't even have a credit score, you guys.
That's right.
He had 0.
Nothing.
Anyways, so we're like, okay, we're just going to take this as a positive. So they wouldn't let you be a primary on the car. Because you had no credit.
Yep.
So I had to be the primary, but they did let you co-sign.
They did. That's right.
And be like a second person.
Yep.
Anyways, he was able to build his credit up from there. He has gotten so good. He got it. I remember you heard like first credit card approval because like once things he got a 0 credit, he got the car, and then he started getting all these credit card offers. And we were like, so he just opened up one just to be like super.
That's right.
Responsible. Anyways.
Everything's back to
look at us now.
But
good credit. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, but honestly, after 10 years,
it was a haul.
Was crazy because, and I guess I should look into this, but I had stuff that was like 4 years or 5 years old in collections. I'm pretty sure that got wiped also. It was like at the 10-year mark. Everything got wiped. So I didn't have to wait like 5 years for some of that stuff to... No, I did wait 10 years. Yeah. And it wasn't 5 years. It was shortly after the car. I had about another year or maybe year and a half where I accrued all this collection stuff. But you know what? Because
you had accrued some other stuff after the repo.
Yes, that's right.
Shortly after, but yeah.
And there was one bank account that did go into collections that got wiped at the before the 10-year at that 10-year mark, or it got wiped before the 10-year mark.
Yeah, some got wiped before, but trust me, that car lasted the whole 10 years.
Yeah, it was the whole 10 years. That was all of that. And then now here's the thing. Now this is the funny thing. From time to time, you mind if I say this really quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, really quick. So from time to time, I get these notices from these people that are just like, "Hey, you owe us money."
Don't tell them this.
It's funny.
Is it funny?
I like it. I think it's funny.
Go.
Actually, this is a good message.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
to do
tell
this.
them that.
So
okay, fine.
They send you letters, right? All these people because after 10 years, it gets wiped. But these people still want their money back. So they send like letters and stuff like that. And they're just like...
You're not telling the story, right?
What? I don't even know.
The credit card companies, yes, the thing gets wiped off of your credit after 10 years.
Yes.
But the credit card companies give your debt to another company so that company can still go after you.
Yeah.
Even though it's not on your credit, they still try to collect your money through a third party vendor.
So you don't have to pay it.
A third party.
You don't have to pay it at all. You're not obligated at all in any way. But
they try to make you seem like you are.
Exactly. They try to convince you that you're supposed to. And then they act like it's like a legal firm or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Trying to get the money. But the thing is, if you answer and you say yes, okay, I'll make some payments on what I owe 10 years ago.
It's over.
Then you start in the hole again.
They instantly put you back on.
You're back to square one.
So it'll pop back up on your credit score, and it'll pop back up under not paid. So so you literally will be screwed. Yeah,
which we looked that up. I'm happy we did because I was like, baby, maybe you should pay it.
I knew better than that.
You're in a way better situation.
Nope. No, because even if you, I think I read something saying if you paid it, even if you paid it in full right then and there, it pops back up on your collections.
It does as a late thing. So it's like it starts you all over again.
So it's actually so you if you are smart and you don't want to go back and have bad credit after that, you don't pay. You actually don't pay it. Yeah.
So I would like to say we do give back in other ways to our community.
Oh.
No, it's important to say we give. He's very giving. So yes, he might have not paid cards. No, but it's true.
You're trying to soften this thing.
Well, actually, you're a
most
good
of these people watching have I don't know if most of them, but
a lot of people have.
A lot of people have a story like some stories. I just
want people to think like we're like bad people.
I'm gonna be honest about it. This system's not set up well, right? Honestly, when I was 18 years old, I got my first credit card. I didn't need a credit card. I didn't even know how credit worked at all because I had no idea.
And you get so many offers when you're 18.
You get offers all the time.
Here's all the money you need.
It's not fair.
Thousands of dollars. I know.
It's not fair. So for me,
I know.
I'm like, how do you guys, how do you expect to always get your money back?
I know.
Well, they
want you to not get it back. I mean, they want you to owe.
They want you to owe.
Same with, I'm going to say student loans. Yes, I got student loans. Yes, I needed student loans for my career.
No, it's crazy.
But I owe student loans and I'm going to owe forever. So I owed $40,000. Well, they gave me $40,000, and I didn't need to take $40,000. My school did not cost $40,000, but they're like, "Oh, you got approved for $40,000. Do you want it?" Yep. I'm like, "Of course, hell yeah, I want it."
At age 19, well, why
you guys,
not?
I only needed like 10. I needed maybe 15. I went to like a state school. It was like, and it was cheaper back in the day. Yeah. Anyways, so I used the rest of the money to pay for our rent, vacations, groceries. Like, I was like, oh, this is free money. I mean, I knew I'd have to pay it back. But when you're young, you don't think about paying it back.
You don't think about that.
Anyways, by the time you have to pay it back, ish gets real. Yeah. You already rack up hella interest, blah, blah, blah. So
meanwhile, cost of living skyrockets and you gotta, you know what I mean?
So what I took out in a loan, I still owe so much more than that. And I'm going to be paying that off till I'm like 60.
No, you're not. Well, we'll pay it off.
You guys, if this mukbang stuff goes well, we're going to pay that off earlier. So please spread the word.
So subscribe, comment, share for sure, and like.
And I know I'm not the only one in this situation. Like we all, anyways, we just want to give you a lesson on finances and being smart. Honestly, looking back on it, don't get a car you can't afford. And even if you think you can afford it, you have to think about, okay, am I going to want to pay my car note and my insurance, which was $600 for him, every single month for 5 years. That's what you got to think about. 5 years is a long time.
That's right. Especially, sorry, really quick, when you're still really young, right? Once again, I was like 19 or something like that when I got it. I don't know what I'm going to be doing in 5 years. I had no savings. I had nothing. I didn't know. I had no idea what I was going to be doing in 5 years.
It's a lot.
So it's not, it wasn't a smart decision.
Looking back on it, getting a cheaper car, a super affordable payment. If you can pay for a car outright, do it. Even if it's used, a few G's, couple grand, whatever. Save up and do it. That way you don't owe. Anyways, I guess our point is like getting into debt young. It's easy to do, and we still owe. We do. We're in our 30s. We owe. I mean, we don't owe as much as we did, but we still owe. And I have student loans. So, you just live and learn. We would have done different. We would have done different. So hopefully this story will help inspire you.
Somebody out there.
To either get out of debt, not get in debt, or know how to cheat the system after 10 years of getting your stuff in collections.
Exactly.
Anyways, we hope you enjoyed the story. It's kind of serious talk today.
Yeah, that's fine. It's all good.
I liked it.
Yeah, me too. It was good. If all else fails, if somebody tries to sell you a car and they're trying to get you to write signatures over handwritten notes and you don't even read the notes, like, why would you not even read the notes?
We were so naive.
Read the notes.
We were so naive.
I still don't know what the note says. I signed it and I gave it to him. So I have no idea what the note said, but I signed it.
We were just going for it.
Just don't sign it.
Don't do it.
Don't sign it.
Life lessons from Kristin and Jamil.
Exactly.
Anyways.
All right, you guys.
It's, you live and learn. And that's what life is about. So
that's right.
I'm sure you all have your stories. Let us know what your stories are. We want to hear them.
Down below.
Please like, comment, subscribe, share. Please let people know who Kristin and Jamil are. We love you guys. We love our K&J fam. We love doing videos for you. And it's really fun.
Exactly. No, it is. So. And we'll be back next time. I hope you guys liked the story. Let us know what you thought of it. Yes. And like Kristin said, write it below.
Yes. Okay.
All right, you guys.
Peace out.
Peace.